Hi, it's Dwayne here from DR Refrigeration. I'm here doing a conversion on a stove from natural gas to LPG. This is a stove, it's a new stove. It has been sitting, never been used. So I'm here doing the conversion. I'll hook up the gas and I'll turn it on for you guys to see, or just to show that it's not yet been converted. And I'll show after it's been converted. So in here you got your burners and your necessary parts for the stove. It's all packaged, still in its original package, should I say. That is all the stove hardware, the basic hardware. This was on the first rack, sealed together. That's the thread seal compound I'll be using. You can see I have one that is already used and opened, so I'll be using this one, and the new one will just be saved for later. And you could see it's LPG, natural gas, safe to be used with. That is the back of the stove, and you can see where the gas lines hook up to is sealed, and here is some LPG conversion instruction. I'll be taking a look at that in a second, but yeah, this fitting there is sealed off to prevent any dirt or any insects from going inside there. I'm blocking up the gas passages. And this here should be the wiring diagram. Yep, all the wiring and electrical components. Yes, that's my fitting installed. You can see the thread seal compound, and we'll be using the small LPG, so that's the fitting you use in that situation, or that's one of the fitting you could use in that situation. I had other instances where I use a different fitting. This is the stove all powered up and the gas line is already run, but have not finished tidy up and tighten up the clamps and everything. I'm just gonna light it up because it has the original orifice, and I'm gonna light it up after I change. This is how huge the flame is. That is gonna smoke up everything, all the pots, when you try to cook on that as it is, and it will waste the gas too, as a matter of fact. So I'm about to change the orifice. Original orifice, that's the diameter of the hole at the different burners. See, they are quite large. Because they are for the natural gas, which needs the larger orifice compared to the LPG. And that's the LPG conversion kit I'll be using. This one was bought locally, and that's the penetrating oil I'm using to help make this orifice come off easier, because it seems to be a little bit tight than normal to me. I don't want to break any of them. I have completely replaced all the orifice for the top, So I could go ahead and light it now. You can see the difference in the flame. So I have to do the oven and then flip the regulator so the pressure will be finally adjusted to suit the LPG gas. Oven, before I convert it, that's how it's gonna light. I'm waiting for it to start lighting. Any second now, you can see the igniter is heating up there. You can see that huge flame. It's really too big. I'm going to turn it off before the oven gets too hot for me to work. To convert the oven now, well, the broiler, you gotta turn this all the way down and open up the air shutter. So you turn the orifice all the way down till it cannot be turned anymore, till it's snug, and you open up the shutter. And the final thing after you do the oven and the boiler is to flip the regulator to adjust the pressure of the gas flowing in through the system. I have adjusted the orifice. It's all the way back to the base now, so you could go back in the video and see how it was before and compare. To get access to the oven burner, you gotta remove these two screws to the back. This one here and the other over there. And then you lift this with the back going up to the broiler and you'll get it off. You pull it off. And then you remove the screws necessary to access the burner. I have removed the panel and I have to remove these screws to get this panel off to get access to the orifice. That's the burner here for the oven that hold through, and that's the oven igniter here, and that's a spreader, the flame spreader you see in below here. It's a heavy piece of metal plate. Gaining access to the orifice from the oven has proved to be pretty difficult in that stove, so I'm gonna go ahead and proceed in removing the bottom drawer. This is that section here, and I will be able to get access to that orifice from, and also the pressure regulator from below. That is the orifice here that needs to be adjusted, and open up the air shutter, and that is the pressure regulator here. Gotta remove this cap and flip the insert that's in the opening, and that's all for the conversion. There is instances that based on what LPG you're using, like the 100 pound or the 20 pound, it depends. Sometimes you don't have to flip the regulator to get it. When you flip the regulator, the pressure is too low at times. That is what you have to flip on the pressure regulator. You don't trouble the spring or anything on the pressure regulator. You just flip it like this for LPG. And you tighten it up a bit. Not too tight, just snug. And you set the cover back on. I've got to adjust the orifice, but my adjustable range seems to be too big to fit, so I'll have to get a spanner. I think that should be like a 1/2 inch, so I'm about to go get a spanner to adjust it. I went back and tried and I got it further down, so I leave it like this. So everything is set, it's ready to be used as normal. That is the broiler, it's all finished. The flame is not huge, it's not yellow, it's a nice blue flame in color, and the conversion is finished. Max flame on all burner. I'm reducing the flame. That's the flame to the lowest.